All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the routine Thursday weekly briefing for Central North Carolina, covering the period from today through next Wednesday, April 26th. I'm meteorologist James Danko. And first, we're going to talk a little bit about the radar outage that we're experiencing right now. In case you weren't already aware, our radar KRAX will be unavailable. It went down a few days ago, and it could be down for as much as 2 weeks to complete the service life extension program. Basically, they're replacing the dome that you see up here, as well as the pedestal inside, and this is it's an essential upgrade in order to keep the radar functioning for at least another 20 years. So in the meantime, while it's down, radar coverage will be available from other surrounding National Weather Service sites that are listed here, as well as the terminal Doppler radar located in Raleigh. And some of us this morning, actually this morning is when the dome was taken off of the radar. So you can see a picture, really cool, from this morning of the radar dome actually being taken off with this huge crane that you see here. And then it was placed on the ground, and a new one will be replacing it later today. And you can see a group of us standing in front of the radar, meteorologists from our office, as well as our electronic system analyst in the construction hat here, and this is myself. And Nick Petro on the far right, I'm sure many of you know. And he was doing a live stream of the event on Facebook, and still is actually. This is an all-day task. So otherwise, looking at the weather, it's very quiet today. The main concern actually is the air quality. There's actually a code orange air quality alert or air quality action day in effect from 6 a.m. this morning until 9 p.m. this evening for the counties that are shaded here in gray. So that includes Wake, Franklin, and Durham counties and Granville. And so definitely just make sure to pay attention to that, especially if you're especially sensitive to poor air quality. Now looking at the drought update, which was just issued actually this morning. This graphic is courtesy of the North Carolina Climate Office, and you can see that really there's no issues with drought or even abnormal dryness across our region of Central North Carolina. Just a little bit of just Forsyth County, parts of that county. That's the only part of our region that is even abnormally dry now. We've had some rain over the last week, and particularly Wake County, you can see here, was one of the wettest spots again across the whole state in the last week, with nearly 2 inches that has fallen at the RDU airport. And if you recall, there also was some really heavy rain, especially around the Fuquay Arena area, that fell the week before. So It's been pretty wet lately, and so we don't really have any drought concerns here. There is some in the northeast part of the state, though. Looking at the upcoming weather pattern. So again, today we're just dry with high pressure in place, just quite warm. We are expecting highs in the mid to upper 80s across our region. But otherwise, similar tomorrow, dry, increasing clouds, maybe just a little bit cooler, but still quite warm with highs in the 80s. And then on Saturday, you can see a cold front will sweep across our region. And with that cold front, strong to severe storms will be possible in the afternoon and the evening, particularly across eastern North Carolina. And it looks like there's going to be maybe some individual or multi-cell segments at first, and then congealing into more of a squall line later in the afternoon and evening across eastern North Carolina. And then a significant cool down is expected behind that front, with temperatures highs only in the 60s next week. And then by the middle of next week, you can see we start to have increasing rain chances once again. And it looks like, though, that it'll be more stratiform kind of rain as opposed to much of a severe threat. We're not going to be real unstable or anything. It's actually, the atmosphere looks like it's going to be pretty stable with the cool temperatures and cloudiness that we're expecting. It does, however, by the way, look like lows will only, as of now, we're only expecting lows to get down into the 40s on Monday and Tuesday mornings. So not really a concern about frost or freeze, thankfully. Looking at accumulated precipitation forecast for the next 5 days. So you can see really the only day that we're expecting anything is on Saturday, and we have about a ½ inch to an inch in the forecast, highest across the east. And while that isn't a lot of rain, there is still a marginal risk as of now across mainly the coastal plain, eastern parts of North Carolina. And some isolated flash flooding will be possible. It can't be entirely ruled out, although latest model trends have been faster and a little drier. So it's possible that this threat will be removed completely. It has already been shrunk somewhat. And that would be, if any threat would be in the afternoon and evening hours with storms that are moving through, but they do look like they're going to be moving fairly quickly. So not overly concerned with this threat. The more I would say substantial threat is for severe storms, and particularly across eastern North Carolina, where there's a level 2 or slight risk for severe storms on Saturday and a marginal level 1 risk everywhere else. And the best chance, again, of any severe storms will be across the east, and the main threat will be damaging winds, straight line winds, and large hail. Not really concerned about a tornado threat at this time. And looking ahead from the Climate Prediction Center, you can see they are expecting slightly increased chances of below normal temperatures for the 6 to 10 day period, basically next week, and also better chances of above normal precipitation. And you can see these are what our normal temperatures are for that time. Mid 70s for highs and low to mid 50s for lows. And then 8 to 14 day outlook, similar, even greater chances of below normal temperatures, and still maybe wetter than normal conditions. So to summarize, again, a strong cold front will sweep across our region on Saturday, and some strong to severe storms will be possible, especially across eastern North Carolina, the coastal plain, especially the Northeast. And the main threats will be damaging straight line winds and large hail. And can't rule out some isolated flash flooding, but not too concerned about that at this time. And plus that area has also been drier, which will help. Then looking behind the front, it gets significantly cooler with temperatures in the 60s for highs and 40s for lows before rain chances do start to increase again by midweek, and still staying relatively cool and looking like mainly just rain and not really much of a threat of storms. All right, that wraps it up. Does anybody have any questions?